Are watching Capitol Hill very closely as the Republicans prepare to take control of the House in January. For example, abortion opponents, led by the next speaker, John Boehner, gained about 45 seats in the midterm elections. Also, Republican Congressman Joe Pitts will chair a key health subcommittee, it is thought. Pitts received the endorsement of the National Right to Life Committee. All this is setting this up for the stage for the showdown on abortion in the new year in the 112th Congress. Penny Nance is the CEO of Concerned Women for America, and Gloria Feldt is the author of No Excuses, 9 Ways Women Can Change How We Think About Power. She's also the former president of Planned Parenthood. Penny, I want to start with you. And what does Joe Pitts mean to the anti-abortion rights movement?
Well, Joe Pitts is going to be the new chairman of the Health Subcommittee, and you've got to understand that Joe has the job because American women by 15 points swung in this past election for this Congress. We have a pro-life House of Representatives, we have a pro-life House leadership, and we have 12 new senators who are pro-life. And so, yes, that's going to change the dynamics on Capitol Hill. It's a new day in America, and we can't afford to continue to fund organizations like Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest abortion provider in the country.
Well, let's talk about the statistics you just brought up as we move into the 112th Congress, and I want to move over to Gloria here. Hasn't the electorate spoken in terms of what they want in terms of abortion rights by seeing this wave of Republicans?
Oh, heavens no. You know, the electorate speaks every couple of years, and the electorate spoke in loud terms in 2008. So what we've seen is a swing that is going to augur very badly for women's human right to make our own childbearing decisions without government interference. And that's really what we're going to find out. I think that the voters weren't keying on that issue. They were keying on the economy. They were keying on many other things. They were frustrated, I think, with some lack of leadership on the part of the Obama administration to really articulate what was needed to happen in health care. And look, Joe Pitts, he really is about deep-sixing health care reform by any means. I mean, that has really been his strategy, and I'm sorry to say that it's women's bodies and women's lives that are bearing the brunt of it.
All right, before we get to you, Penny, what do you mean by deep-sixing? What do you think he wants to do?
Well, Joe Pitts is clearly in the pocket of big pharmaceutical companies and the big insurance companies. Yeah. And, for example, he even voted to prevent Medicare Plan D from being able to negotiate lower prices for people like me for our drugs. I mean, this is much bigger than the abortion issue. The abortion issue is a whipping girl, I'm afraid to say.
You know,
Penny, please respond.
If you're defining health for women as abortion and federal funding for abortion, yes, that's going to be a problem for you. Joe Pitts has been a champion for American women and a champion for the unborn, and we pushed very hard for him to have that slot. We believe he'll do a great job, and it's very important that we have people who in that slot that understand that we can't afford $300 million a year to pay for organizations that promote abortion like Planned Parenthood. We have a $14 trillion debt hanging over the head of every man, woman, child in this country.
Penny, what are you suggesting?
We don't have the luxury to pay for things that we don't need any longer.
So I'm looking through your press release that you released only days ago, and you are alluding to that spending. What are some of the things that you are suggesting should be passed in this new Congress?
Well, clearly, you know, any form of funding for abortion, you've got the Chris Smith-Lipinski bill, which is a Democrat and Republican who have come together and have a bill that would prohibit funding for abortion on any levels. By the way, the vast majority of Americans agree with us on this issue.
Let's get clear about that.
Oh, there's plenty of funding for abortion.
But
it's
that's
wink,
not
wink,
the point.
nod for Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is the nation's largest abortion provider. The vast majority of what you do is abortion. You get $300 million a year of our tax dollars that we cannot
Penny, I want to let Gloria respond to this. And Gloria, please respond. Yes. I think I know where you're going with this.
Oh, okay. First of all, let me just make clear, I am here as a spokesperson for myself as a women's rights advocate of long standing. You are welcome to have somebody from Planned Parenthood to address those issues. I am going to talk about what I think the real issues are. What you will be seeing from this Congress is not just attacks on the right to choose when it comes to abortion. What you're going to see from this Congress is a reinstitution of the global gag rule. You're going to see attacks on family planning, preventive services.
Preventive services, that's different than abortion.
That is very different from abortion. The way to prevent abortion.
Hang on one second, Penny.
The way to prevent abortion is to make sure that birth control and other family planning services are part of any health plan. And what we're seeing now is on the state level, and with now the aid and assistance of members of Congress like Congressman Pitts, to keep those kinds of preventive health care services out of the health care plan, if even a health care plan exists after this Congress is done.
And how important are those health care services, those preventative services that you just described, in leading up to an abortion question?
Well, look, they're basic health care.
Right.
Actually, 95% of Americans use birth control at some point in their lives because we do it because we're responsible. We do it to be healthy. We do it to have healthy pregnancies and to be able to plan and space our families responsibly.
All right, Penny, just for balance here, we have to, of course, give you a last word here. Is that fine with you? What Gloria is talking about here is a difference between abortion versus these preventative services.
Look, this battle is not over birth control. This battle is it's about abortifacients, and it's about abortion and how our tax dollars are going to be spent going forward. We are telling you we can't afford it, and this is the message that Concerned Women for America will be giving to Congress.
Penny, Nance, Gloria Feldt, thank you so much for both of your times today as we discuss